Next on the news.
Years after NYPD Detective Rafael Ramos was killed in the line of duty, he received a special honor here in Brooklyn. I'm Katie Vasquez, and I'll have that story coming up.
Pope Francis wraps up his Asia tour with the same message of tolerance that he delivered at the start of his historic 12-day journey. The March for Life organization elects a new president. We'll introduce you to Jenny Bradley Lichter.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
A teen champion wrestler who grew his hair out for years to donate to a cancer patient shares an inspirational and heartwarming message. I'm Christine Persichetti. Currents News starts right now. He was a hero in blue. Now, nearly a decade after Detective Rafael Ramos was killed while doing his job as a member of the New York City Police Department, a Brooklyn school is renamed to honor the man who not only served his community, but his church as well. Currents News' Katie Vasquez has the story from Bedford-Stuyvesant.
The NYPD band performed while children played nearby at Public School 54. Now known as Detective Rafael Ramos Elementary School. As the sign was unveiled outside the Bedford-Stuyvesant school, his widow Maritza was filled with emotions.
There's a school that's going to live on way past all of us, and his legacy will continue forever. But also sad and missing him.
Detective Ramos was sitting in his patrol car along with Detective Wenjin Liu at the corner of Tompkins and Myrtle Avenue on December 20th, 2014, when a man walked up to the patrol car, firing shots and killing both.
As we made that promise almost 10 years ago, that we will never forget. We never will.
Ramos was not only a police officer and father, but a man of unwavering faith. He served as an usher at Christ Tabernacle in Ridgewood.
We raised our family, and our faith in God has always been very strong, and we continue. We know that God had a plan, and here we are.
He stood not just in the front lines as a police officer, but also in his faith, always ready to help those in needs, including during Hurricane Superstorm Sandy. And he was studying to become a chaplain with the NYPD, showing us that his mission in life was not just to protect, but to heal, to provide comfort, and to provide hope.
The students still learning about the life of the fallen detective, but the principal will be there to guide them.
What I hope they know is the amazing man that he was and how he truly believed in a unified community, that he worked really hard to ensure that the relationships were positive between the NYPD and our schools and our communities.
As the years go by, his widow hopes seeing his name up on the sign will inspire these young children to help their community.
It's kind of a way for them to see that police officers in a positive light. And that's my goal for the children. Maybe one day they'll decide, I want to be a police officer too.
In Bedford-Stuyvesant, Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
Pope Francis is back in Rome after his historic 12-day tour of Asia and Oceania, where he traveled from the jungle of Papua New Guinea to the skyscrapers of Singapore. The Holy Father left the region Friday after connecting with the faithful in 4 nations. The 87-year-old pontiff received nearly rapturous welcomes in Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, East Timor, and finally in Singapore. By all accounts, the journey was a success.
Benvenuto.
Papa Francis. Pope Francis ended his tour of Southeast Asia the same way he started it, promoting interreligious dialogue. The Holy Father was entertained by dancers at the Catholic Junior College in Singapore. The hundreds of young people gathered have different religious backgrounds. In Singapore, mosques, Buddhist temples, and Christian churches stand side by side among the city-state's iconic skyscrapers. The Pope went off script to talk about bullying and the need for dialogue and respect among each other when offering constructive criticism.
Il coraggio di criticare e anche il coraggio di lasciarti criticare degli altri.
Earlier, the pontiff met privately with the bishop, priests, and consecrated people of Singapore. The 87-year-old also visited a center for the elderly. The Pope's historic journey began in the Muslim-majority nation of Indonesia. He also made a stop in the majority Catholic country of East Timor, where some 700,000 people, which is nearly half of the country's population, gathered to celebrate Mass with him. East Timor is also one of the youngest countries in the world, with a median age of just 20 years old. Young people also came together in Papua New Guinea to hear from Pope Francis.
I pray for you. I pray for you. And don't forget, you pray for me. Because this job is no easy. Thank you very much for your presence. Thank you very much for your hope.
This was the longest and farthest trip of Pope Francis's papacy. Later in this newscast, we'll show you highlights of the Holy Father's journey. Pope Francis is slamming both presidential candidates for what he called anti-life policies. As the Holy Father traveled back to Rome, he was asked about former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris's positions on migration and abortion. Without using their names, he said both are against life, saying, quote, "Be it the one who kicks out migrants or the one who supports killing babies." When asked who Catholics should vote for, he is advising American Catholics to choose who they think is the lesser evil. Family and fraternity take center stage at this year's International Eucharistic Congress in Ecuador. Catholic leaders from 50 countries discussed the topic, agreeing that the world is wounded, but emphasized supporting families could be a path towards healing. The focus on family and fraternity was addressed in a recorded message to the International Congress by Pope Francis, who says it is an essential condition for a new and fairer world. Cardinal Mauro Gambetti, Vicar General for the Vatican, who is in Ecuador, echoed the Holy Father, saying, "Today it is not possible to save ourselves on our own happy island and isolate. We need to walk together." The International Eucharistic Congress runs through Sunday. The March for Life Education and Defense Fund has a new leader. Jenny Bradley Lichter has been elected as the next president of the organization. She is an accomplished attorney and ardent pro-life advocate. Most recently, she served as Deputy General Counsel at the Catholic University of America, where she also founded an initiative to provide resources and support to expectant mothers and their children. Lichter is also a longtime participant in the National March for Life. She takes over from Jeannie Mancini, who has led the fund since 2012. Turning now to a story of a teen with a huge heart. Meet 14-year-old Emilio Santana, who is a wrestler at St. Raphael Academy in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Since the third grade, he has been growing his hair out after he says he saw a little girl at the beach who apparently lost her hair while undergoing cancer treatments. That's when he decided he had to do something good, making it his mission to grow his hair to donate it to someone in need. And Emilio has a message for the deserving boy or girl who gets to wear his hair.
To the person I'm giving my hair to, you're beautiful either way, you know, with hair, with no hair. And I really hope my hair brings you joy and puts a smile on your face.
Oh, so sweet. Emilio also says he would like to meet the person who receives his hair. And he adds that not only did his hair grow, so did his heart. And before we go, do you have a story idea or want to share a tip? Email us at newstips@desalesmedia.org or call our 24-hour number, 718-517-3122. That is this Currents News Update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Now we'd like to leave you with some highlights of Pope Francis's historic journey to Asia and Oceania. Hope to see you again next time.